Joining us now, Dr. J. Radhakrishnan, the Special Nodal Officer for Chennai. He's also the Relief Commissioner for Tamil Nadu. So thank you so much for your time. It's more than 25,000 cases. It's more than a month since you took over. If you could describe the progress made so far.
Basically, while I look after as a relief commissioner for the overall disaster management angle, in Chennai, Honorable Chief Minister wanted us to coordinate with Chennai Corporation with almost 15 IPS officers team. See, the challenge is that when you look at Tamil Nadu as a whole, other than this greater Chennai area, rest of the state is almost next to nil except for imported cases. So that's the positive. But in Chennai, when you look at Chennai, Tiruvallur, Kanjipuram and Chengalpet, out of that within Chennai we have 15 zones, out of which some 7 zones are throwing up numbers wherever there is a urban cluster, urban slum. Earlier we had issues with regard to one New Delhi event and Coimbatore market issue, which is totally subsided. But there were cases in these urban slums of Rayapuram, Tondayarpet, Tiruvika Nagar, where it is re-emerging. So that is why we have changed the strategy. Apart from the standard containment and all, we have decided to go house to house and try and test most of the people. There is a standard ICMR testing, but go much beyond that because people generally avoid thinking that that area will be contained. So that intensive house-to-house street-wise screening has been started in those particular areas, which is expected to throw up numbers. But our advice by the medical expert is instead of worrying about numbers, we should worry about that helping. We should be once they get out, at least we are able to isolate and then treat them and prevent disease from spreading to other places.
Any specific challenges, difficulties in these 6 clusters, sir?
See, in these 6 clusters, the uniform challenge in Chennai has been general bit of casualness. About 10 to 15% of people don't wear mask in public places, despite our regulation, fining, everything has been started. But ultimately, the behavioral change is missing, and 10 to 15% of people who actually are putting everybody else into risk. That is why today we had the police commissioner also, and we have very clearly said that those who are not following, we will at least forcibly take them out to the common areas identified where we can isolate them. As far as the positives are concerned, we are focusing on 5 to almost 10 to 15% people in home quarantine are flouting the quarantine norms after having an exclusive toilet and willing to stay back and according to medical. So that those people are being tracked, and those people will be brought back. Those 15% who do not follow the home quarantine rigidly. But the plus point is that Chennai almost 55% people, it is almost reached 10,000 discharges. Right. So that is the plus point. The death rate is almost 0.79. This, having said that, we really have active cases around again 8 to 9,000 cases.
Now, all those who are discharged, since we don't have a mandatory exit test, it doesn't mean all of them are negative.
See, that is basically ICMR guidelines are followed, but we very critically, at the time of discharge, they should not have fever for a particular period of time, and then they should be symptomless. So, apart from that also, we are extra cautious. We are not looking at it, 11th day you say. See, our concern more is this asymptomatic people also, the hospital doctors do send them that in case they have symptoms. Our more worry is not that. Our biggest worry now is that these people with respiratory infection and other diseases, that is why we have started almost 200 active fever surveillance clamp, and also we are tracking the corporation health post where people used to get the blood pressure and so those people, so that they don't delay coming, because of late if you look at 7 to 8 deaths a day or something, many of them are diabetic, many of them it's a national phenomenon, but we are alerting them that, if we can cocoon such elderly people and vulnerable people, that is one strategy. So ultimately, the bottom line is that there is no going away from the fact that public places we need to wear masks and we have to frequently wash our hands.
And what attributes to the continuing trend in terms of numbers, 1,000 every day over the last 4 days in Chennai alone?
See, that we nearly need to, roughly, if my memory serves me right, yesterday we tested 5,700 cases, 6,600 cases in Chennai alone. So why we test is that's the strategy the epidemiologist and medical teams have been telling, is that you need to intensify test. identify people who are avoiding tests so that you can track. So they are saying that don't worry more about the numbers. Having 1,000 or even up to 1,500 cases or 2,000 cases a day is not more important as long as the test is focused and but breaking the cycle by getting them out and also testing their contacts. When you test a person, test a positive, then his contacts within a day. Sometimes since they are all very narrow 100 square feet to 50 square feet apartments, they get 3 to 4. Plus the symptomatic people we cannot include. Now we have next started strategy of testing the street vendors, grocery shop owners and all. So this is bound to throw numbers and when you look at the statistical thing, compared to the 3 times or 4 times, it is not coming so. With great public cooperation, that pace is being reduced. But definitely we would also like to come down. Though the active cases is not really climbing up, it is sort of not necessarily plateauing, but with a very low slope. But our concern is even this number should come down organically, not by reducing testing.
And sir, is there a pressure on beds available at government hospitals in Chennai? For example, we have around 5,000 beds, but there are 8,000 active cases.
No. See, I'll divide it.
Right.
Actually, what happens is Government of India has also given very clear guidelines. You have beds in GH. Roughly 4,900 beds. We have roughly private hospitals have offered around 4,500 beds. Plus we have another 3,000 bed in health centers. That is, serious cases go to GH. Mild cases they get to handle. They are roughly around another 2,000 odd beds are there in that place. Plus we have COVID care centers. 2,960 beds are in health centers. Plus COVID care centers we have activated centers where asymptomatic people under same medical supervision can be. That is roughly 17,000 beds we have kept it ready. Plus people having individual toilets and having the facility to keep away. Certain people also opt for home quarantine under medical supervision who are tracked on a regular basis. So technically, while we always cannot, in a health scenario predict. At present, there is only thing is there are certain logistical challenges that in the beginning of the day, so that people don't go around. There are 10 screening centers where they screen. Some go to COVID care center, some go to the hospital, and some go back to home quarantine. So that streamlining has to be done, and in such a large exercise, we do find challenge. Recently, we had a challenges of private hospital charging very heavy thing, which got a very negative kind of thing. It was really sad that in a service sector that should not happen. Right. That is why we are augmenting government bed facilities in a parallel way, while health department has separately come up with regulating the pricing.
Reopening of showrooms also adds numbers inside the showrooms, violating the 5 customer at a time norm. Is that something to be worried about?
See, very frankly, as we open up, Chennai has not opened up everything. Honorable Chief Minister has kept the Greater Chennai Corporation. A lot of activities are not opening up. But again, here, we need to understand that as the life moves on, we need to understand the standard operating procedures being issued for each of the thing has to be like a mantra. Right. Just like, in a cinema theater or some place when a Janaganamana comes, somebody is sitting, people really, jump on him and ensure that he gets up. When you find somebody without a mask, when you find somebody not having, in Tamil Nadu, the challenge is not having social distancing and 15% people avoiding masks. So this is one behavioral change. We are very actively working with NGOs, local, colloquial communication, trying to tell them that you are putting others at risk. Right. Apart from police also fining them.
There's an incremental rise in casualty rate, in fatalities. Is that something to worry about? And also, why more children?
As far as children are concerned, they are all recovering very well. All these deaths, either they are because of comorbid situation, and in certain instances they have come late. But Tamil Nadu, even now, has a lowest mortality rate of less than in fact, even Chennai is 0.79. But again, death is a death, even if it is a percentage. So we are repeatedly sensitizing that don't come late. You have one set of people, even without symptom, going ahead and getting themselves tested in private labs without where it is not necessary. Because, unless it is 5 to 10th day of contact with a high risk, it's of no purpose as of now. But there is another set of people who are at risk but avoid test. Right. So this is where I think this fever camps and going house to house is helping us to throw up numbers, especially in this very, very crowded old Chennai area, plus also North Chennai area, plus also certain other belts like Kodambakam, Anna Nagar and Thenambet.
And can we expect more relaxations from 8th or in the coming weeks?
See, that is separately handled by the exit committee, and it's a policy level thing at the level of Honorable Chief Minister based on overall Government of India guidelines. But at field level, we are actually telling people that you have 35,000 odd people who are risking, risking their lives for them not realizing that, just having a mask and hand washing could totally break the chain. So if every one of us takes an oath that we should wear mask in a public place and avoid this, that chain breaking is much easier than this very prolonged kind of effort which we are making. That definitely as a duty and a service we should continue to do. But everybody, when they are talking, even right now when you are speaking, I can see somebody behind without a mask. So this attitudinal behavioral change is what we are actively working at.
Lastly, your message for Chennai.
Our message for Chennai is, please, more than the numbers, please focus on why the numbers. Why the numbers is in select pockets because of not wearing mask and because of avoiding testing and getting detected, thinking that you can get cured because you are asymptomatic. You are putting the lives of others at risk. So please understand that this is it's not a stigma to be so many, more than 10,000 have got cured in Chennai. So you can understand that if you get tested, you can save so many others from getting infected by quarantining. You just follow government. Every other place where it has come down, rural areas and other districts, it has come down. On foreign countries, wherever it has come down, on other states where it is because wherever it is still stagnating or rising, it is because we are flouting on the basics. We need to understand that so far till a definitive vaccine and a definitive specific medicine comes, we need to refocus always on this masking, hand washing, social distancing and cocooning of vulnerability.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time. That was Dr. J. Radhakrishnan, the Tamil Nadu Relief Commissioner and the Special Nodal Officer for Chennai, talking to us in Chennai with camera person Edwin. Sam Daniel, Find It TV.